After visiting the Iroquois Nation, we proceeded south to Florida, where we had our first refueling station. I had been adamant that the station would be on a spit of land known in my time as Cape Canaveral. There was already a team in place working to transfer all rocket launches from Owen Nap to the Cape. Canaveral was chosen by NASA because it had a long flight over water before crossing Africa at height. Considering the number of test failures anticipated, it only made sense to move the liftoffs to Canaveral. While there, we entertained visiting Native Americans. They were curious about what was going on. They were puzzled that we insisted on giving them gifts of spears, knives, and axes. They didn't believe us when we told them we would be doing this every year as a form of rent. It took 2 days for them to understand what rent was. Once they understood, they raised the rent. It was double the number of tools, which was no big deal to us, but was a sign of things to come. These were the ancestors of the Seminole tribe of Indians. They were the only Indian tribe that never signed a peace treaty with the United States. It had taken our people 6 months to be able to understand their language. Once that was done, things moved along quickly. 2 Iroquois came south to explain how they had made peace with us and transferred from a hunter-gatherer small farm society to a full farming society. The Seminole, as I thought of them, divided into 2 groups. One group wanted to remain in their traditional lifestyle, the others wanted the new one. The first group disappeared into the Everglades and only came out on occasion. The others took up farming and town building with passion. Our MASH units and education system were welcomed. They soon had a land office up and running and a tax system in place. The tax system was heavily slanted toward taxing out-of-towners, much like Florida was in my time. My people's efforts were under control and the building of a launch site well underway. I planned to return for the first test rocket countdown. No doubt it would fail in some manner, but it would still be thrilling to watch it go. In the early days of the U.S. program, they had over 150 failures. Our local infrastructure was well underway. The runways for the airport were built, of course. A modest control tower wasn't even manned except for the Tuesday and Thursday supply flights. There was a port in progress. The rockets and their fuel would come by steamer. The rockets would have a final assembly at Canaveral. Aircraft fuel was currently coming in by flying tankers. There would be a complete village here within 6 months, just in time for all the support people who would be required. While I worked on the launch site, Eleanor worked on her tan. She had a private cove which had only one land approach. There was a guard stationed there to prevent unwanted visitors. This was because Eleanor, our female world travelers, and local wives were sunbathing topless. The locals made certain that she didn't burn in sensitive places by reminding her to turn over or get out of the sun completely. By the time we left, she was a golden brown.